Yo, good afternoon everybody, it's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little video for you, transfer news roundup and just general Manchester United news roundup of the day. We're going to be getting into it all in this video, so do us a favour at the start of the show, smash that like on the video, give it a big thumbs up, drop a like on it, share it around on social media as well. I've pinned the tweet to the top of the live chat, give it a retweet if you're on Twitter. Help spread the word. And if you're new to this channel, of course, get yourself subscribed down below with your thoughts and opinions in the comment section as well. Get in the live chat throughout, everyone, because we want to hear from you legends, and also have a big Q&A at the end. What's going on, Chrissy J? How you doing, my friend? And Mikhail Kramer, Arctic Jacko, Kingslayer, Marco, Ruthless Sausage, Elliot Manduna. We've also got Ashboy and Ardy Chico, Sphinx Sue, Jay Linners, Slim Reaper, Marco, Jamie Todd, Maestro, Pete Morris, Philip Chapman, Drunk Vito, Uncle Squid, Jay Garth, and everybody else as well. Thank you so much for getting in here, folks. So we've got quite a bit to get into in regards to United today. None of it that positive, maybe a little bit positive later on, but right now it's all negative shite, guys. Man United's transfer window has been an absolute abomination to not just football, but to humankind. This is a disgrace in every single sense of the word. So we've got players that we needed to replace, which we haven't. We're still fanning around all summer long, getting absolutely embarrassed trying to get this Frankie Jong deal done. I mean, this guy has got us clearly in the fucking friend zone, guys. Or Barcelona have got us clearly in the friend zone. You know, we can't progress with this deal whatsoever. We're out in the cold, it seems, because of Barcelona's pure shithousery. The latest on it really is that, you know, the situation with De Jong. There's a little summary here from The Athletic that says that Barcelona want De Jong to revert to his 2019 contract. What? That's not going to happen, is it? Understood the club sent him a letter alleging criminality by previous board on 2020 deal. What? Full-on threatening legal action against their own player here from a contract that was agreed with the previous regime. What? Warned player and reps they may become implicated in legal action. Full-on threat from the mafia loner. Previous board confident in legality of 2020 deal. Right. Okay. So, yeah, look, they're obviously trying to put it on thick and hard in terms of on Frankie de Jong for the pressure to try and get him to give up all this money that's owed to him. And I think it's an absolute disgrace. Hey, Mark Harris, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. He says, twonk the like button for the governor, you studs. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Harris. Yes, do as he says and twonk that like button. Thank you so much there, Mr. Mark Harris. Can we get a sue in there for Mark Harris getting in here from down under? I hope you're good today, bud. Thank you so much for that. What's up, Fabio? Got this. Felixi, Paul Clayton, great to see you, man. Shirley Lahane, 0 Degrees, Slim Reaper, and everyone. Appreciate you all being here. Yeah, do as Marky Harris says. Drop a little like on it. You know it makes sense. So, Frankie de Jong, they're treating him poorly. We know that. I mean, really, the de Jong situation is also... It's not nice on Frankie's side. So there's actually an article on Sport Bible earlier on. Take it with a pinch of salt because I just said the word Sport Bible there. But it says, Frankie de Jong's lawyers contact authorities over Barcelona's planned media slander campaign. Frankie de Jong is reportedly extremely angry with Barcelona and feels he's a victim of a planned media slander campaign, which it does seem to be... It does seem to be quite public and, let's just say, quite dishonourable by Barcelona at the moment. They're obviously desperate to offload him so they can register players, and he's one of the players at Barcelona that's paid the most amount of money. Earlier on, the Athletic reported that Barcelona threatened legal action over the de Jong's contract situation, and that's what's there. And now it's sort of being reported by sources in Spain as well that de Jong's extremely angry with Barca, thinks that he's been a victim at the moment, and his lawyers have contacted the AFE and FIFPro and La Liga to denounce the club on their treatment of the Dutchman. This is apparently what's been reported by Sport Bible anyway. So his opinion is that his image is being ruined here, perhaps by Barcelona, who are painting him as some sort of villain because, I don't know, because he doesn't want to leave and he's getting paid a load of money, and the previous regime, maybe they were stupid enough to give him such a huge, ridiculous contract. But that's not his fault. That's not his fault. The club has got a contract which they have to honour, and they're doing everything they can to try and get out of this money. Either that, or they're just putting pressure on a lot of these clubs who are interested to try and convince them to pay more money in order to offset the cost that they've got to spend in order to settle up with Frankie. So, look, it seems like this is just a complete never-ending saga. I'm expecting Frankie de Jong to come flying in on a fucking flying dog soon, like that never-ending story movie, because this is getting ridiculous, man. It's, By the way, that was the shout out to Never Ending Story, classic. But this is like that. It's just never ending, guys. There's always some new BS revelation, such as some fucking lawyer issue or some, new interest from a different club, which we're going to have to get into now as well. But, I mean, so we know that Man United's case is that we're still very much interested in Frankie de Jong. There are some rumblings and some murmurs that United are walking away from this deal at the moment, that we're looking at other options. We're looking at Milinkovic-Savic or exploring different midfielders because we are quite frankly pissed off with how Barcelona have been treating this deal, and maybe de Jong doesn't want to go after all. And if de Jong decides to 100% stay there, there's not really much that Barcelona can do. Laporte has said himself, when asked if de Jong decides to honour his contract and stay there, he said, well, he'll be welcomed because he's a Barca player and yada, yada, yada. They desperately want to get rid of him, though, and they're treating him like shite. But Ten Hag still wants him. Let's not pretend. We're in the Europa League. To get a player like Frankie de Jong right now for Ten Hag would be big. It is somebody you can build that midfield around, and I would still take him if we could get this deal done. A lot of people think that we should walk away from this deal. I still think, look, we've come this far. I mean, what are we going to do? Just leave the path clear for Chelsea scummers to just go and get him after doing all the whole months of negotiations and everything ourselves? I mean, is that what's really going to happen? I don't think we can allow that, folks. Let's ask the chat, though. My opinion is we've got to try and we've got to see this Frankie de Jong deal out to the absolute bitter end. But what do you guys think? Do we walk away? Or should we stick around? Should we stick? Or should we walk away from this Frankie de Jong transfer saga right now? Because it's getting silly, isn't it? It's getting silly. I mean, we've been saying this for a couple of weeks. Should we walk away or stick around because it's been silly? So just the fact that we're still at this stage and now there's a possibility that another club's coming in for him as well. Walk away, says Arctic Jacko. He's not even that good. Stick, says FC Football. Keep fighting, says Uncaged Squid. Waste of time. Walk away, says Thugger. Walk off, says Keshav. Chelsea chip him with 100 mil. He's gone. There you go. Walk away, says Ahmed. Hope United do lose him, says Shirley Lane. Well, it would show the sheer incompetence of the Glazers and just the lack of pure ambition that they have, because they could have probably got this deal wrapped up sooner if they're prepared to pay a little bit more. That's the reality. Barcelona are playing the long game and they're prepared to just wait to get the most amount of money they can get for Frankie, so that they are offsetting the amount of money that they pay him. But also they're taking their time, and their good time, and trying to disenchant Frankie de Jong with Barcelona, and also at the same time to try and weasel out as much money as they can from that deal as well. He prefers London and Chelsea, says Superstar. Past caring, says Duncan Belifo. Source 24-year new contract, says Mark Harris. Wouldn't surprise us with our dashboard. Too much time and effort to walk away, says Philip. Yeah, I think we've still got to persevere. Most people in the chat saying walk away, because we've gone, what, 3 months or a couple of months now, it seems, a long time working on this deal that he's been linked to Ten Hag at Manchester United, months and months. And it's silly now. So I think we've kind of got to just see it out. If we don't, then if we just allow him to go to Chelsea, then it's just an absolute debacle. But on the Chelsea situation, folks, let's just talk about this. So Chelsea are reportedly in for this guy. So we heard from, David Ornstein a while ago that Chelsea have a firm interest in de Jong. This is from the 8th of August. While they are yet to submit a formal bid, they're prepared to fund a transfer and cover the salary debt. They have an advantage over MUFCV, UCL, although it's thought that alone won't determine his destination. So, just to give you a background of a few days ago, this has been discussed, and previously it's been mentioned quite a while now. Chelsea have been linked with the player, and Sport are reporting that Chelsea are very close to an agreement with Barcelona. This is a couple of hours ago for the transfer of Frankie de Jong. They would pay 80 million euros plus. However, the player still refuses to leave, and Barca accept that the player has signed a contract and has full leverage of the situation. And also another source here that says that, Frankie de Jong is extremely angry with Barca. He thinks he's a victim of a planned media slander campaign. His lawyers have contacted the AFE, FIFA and La Liga to denounce the club on their treatment of him. Also, Tom Roddy reporting from the Times that Chelsea are close to reaching an agreement with Barcelona for Frankie de Jong. He's believed to prefer a move to Chelsea over Man United, but he remains uncertain on his future. So there's just a few sources reporting that this is the case, that Chelsea are close to tabling an offer for Frankie de Jong. You know what? Just piss off, Chelsea. What a bunch of scumbags coming in here raw at the end after we've been courting Frankie de Jong all this time, only to swoop him out from underneath us on prom night. It's a fucking disgrace. But hang on a second. We've got Zayn Miassi in here. What's going on, Zayn Miassi? Can we get a Sue and a shit house emoji in the live chat? He says, Pig, why don't you use all the super chats I've sent to fly a plane over Old Trafford with Glazers out during the next match? Zamiasi, I mean, it's not a bad idea, is it? I mean, that has been done before. I think the best thing that we can do to protest is just actually have a clear stadium empty, pretty much, during the game. I mean, I think that's the best thing you could do. Yeah, you could fly a plane over there, Zamiasi. To be fair, I don't know if your budget's going to stretch to that much, mate, or mine, but it depends how much it is. But personally, don't think it's the best way I could spend the money. But hey, look, it's an idea, isn't it? It's an idea. Thank you so much, Samiasi, for that. But let's get a hashtag Glazers out. He's right in the sense that we need to protest. Hopefully, this football club could be bought very, very soon. So just to take it away very quickly from the transfer news for a second and just talk about Manchester United and this proposed hostile takeover. So there is we discussed it yesterday a little bit, but there was lots of different reports coming out that a bid for Manchester United is coming very soon from Michael Knighton and a consortium of rich people. And he's trying to get Sir Jim Ratcliffe on board and a bunch of other people as prominent United fans, essentially. And to try and get this club back. Now, if you watch the videos of this guy, he does obviously seem like he's got the best interest of United at heart, but on the face of it. And anything's better than those shithouse Glazers. So I really hope that this comes to fruition and is true. And we all need to just get behind what he's saying, essentially. So he says we can't really, the Glazers don't want to sell, but if you can force them by boycotting, by protesting and defunding them. So don't buy any of their shithouse merch. Don't go to the games. You know, it's sad to say, but how else are we going to make these guys want to leave the football club? The financial situation would change for them, even just a little bit. For a start, as a brand, it becomes a less sponsorable brand just when you've got a hugely negative relationship with a fan base like that. So there's already sponsors who would be looking at that going, yeah, okay, maybe it's worth just this little bit less to us now that half your fan base won't buy your fucking merch and hate your sponsors for sponsoring you. So maybe we don't align with this football club for the same amount we would have done. That immediately does hurt their product a little bit. We don't want to hurt Manchester United, but in the short term, to get these shithouses out, you do want to hurt their wallets, you do want to hurt their accounts, because that's what they care about. They're not interested in the footballing aspect. I mean, they couldn't give a toss if we finished 6th, 1st or 16th, I don't think. As long as we're still getting that Premier League money coming in, as long as, you know, they've still got this brand to whore out all over the place in terms of commercial entities and different outlets and avenues they can brand up with Manchester United just to get a few quid. That's all it really comes down to them. So as long as if you did have a financial impact on their accounts by making it, let's face it, as nasty a position as possible for them, where the tickets aren't being bought and the merch isn't being bought and their bottom line is being affected, and maybe even potential sponsors are looking at Manchester United as not as big as a prospect or as nice as a prospect to sponsor going forward. All those things are going to make their product much less valuable to them. So right now, they're milking out billions over the time that they've been here. They're fucking loving it. They've got this club. They've got us by the short and curlies, and they own the club, and they're milking us. We generate hundreds of millions a year, and they're taking out a good proportion of that. Some estimates say between 1 and 2 billion that they've actually siphoned out this football club in various different ways over the years since they've had this club. So they'll continue to do that unless a couple of things happen, unless their immediate situation becomes less profitable, and therefore it's not as good as a long-term investment for them. And if there was a decent offer that came in for it, they'd consider selling just to get that big hit up front. Or there is a big offer that comes in from a consortium that is 4 or 5 billion or something like that, that is able to twist their arm and get them gone. Those are the only outcomes. But certainly as fans, what we could do right now is protest, is boycott, is not buy the merch and not do things like that, guys. I mean, okay, everybody wants to support your football club and to watch the games, and I understand it's a catch-22 situation. But how else are we going to make these tosspots want to sell this football club? They legally own the football club. I mean, there's talks of a hostile takeover, but what does this actually mean? You know, it's like if they do own the football club, crikey, I mean, I don't think it could be getting much more hostile with the situation for the fans. I mean, we are disgusted with how they're running this football club. Hey, Kate Cadet, thank you so much for getting a £5 super chat in here, lad. He says, shopping in the bargain bin. Will it end up with BMM as our next shirt sponsor? That's right, Kate Cadet. Dude, that'd be better than Poundland, wouldn't it? And I love Poundland a bit, but I'm just saying, like, wouldn't surprise me if we're fucking sponsored by Poundland soon enough after Team Viewer Bud with these Glazer shithouses here. 99p stores is our sponsor. Do you know what I mean? Like, not even Poundland, mate. Cost Cutter. That's probably the fucking most appropriate one. Cost Cutter, sponsor Manchester United. Nice one. Thank you, K Cadet, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Nut says hostile takeover just means that the club isn't on the market, but someone still makes a bid, so nothing sinister about it. There you go. So nothing too hostile about it, really. So yeah, that's it. And they don't have to sell the club. They can't be forced to sell the club if they don't want to sell the club. It's their club legally. They own the football club. I mean, unless the UK government or something like that was to step in and oust them, then I really don't see how you can force them to sell the football club. It has to be a good offer. But what we're hoping for is that this Michael Knighton, you know, is able to get a good consortium together with enough money. I mean, it doesn't sound necessarily like at the moment they do have enough, because he said some things like he'd love to get Sir Ratcliffe on board in order to, you know, to help all the problems go away in that sense. So they still do need to get monies together in order to put in a good bid. But I really hope that it happens, guys. Let's get a hashtag Glazers out, some green and gold in the live chat until the club is sold. Fuck the Glazers. And hopefully this happens. Marky Harris, thank you for the super chat. Let's get a Suey in there. He comments and says, Ralph is laughing all over his bratwurst. Ralph in. Hey, I'd love Ralph in. I'd love Ralph in a consultation sort of a role, but yeah, he said it how it was. He said we need 10 new players. We did need 10 new players. We did need 10 new players. He was prepared to say it how it was. Our Glazer shithouses didn't like that, though. And the board didn't like them being too real, because they only care about profits. They don't care about having to spend money on players. Steve, thank you for your $5 Aussie dollar super chat, my son. He says, mark my words, Piggy. There's no chance Frankie de Jong joins Chelsea United bound. You'll see. I hope you're right, Steve. Yeah, I mean, we haven't even spoken about that properly yet. Actually, we'll get back onto that in a moment, Steve. Absolutely spot on, mate. I hope you're right. And I still think, because of the Eric Ten Hag situation, then it's still likely that he will come to Manchester United. But we'll get back into that in a second. I'm just going to discuss this. Duncan says Knighton is full of shit. Yeah, I mean, he has tried to buy the football club previously in the past, right, and pulled out, I think. I mean, I don't know too much about him other than what's been, you know, reported and what's been shown in the media the last couple of days, and that there is a chance that he could basically get together a consortium of people to buy the football club from the Glazers. And I'd rather have people who are United fans, you know, who are interested in seeing this football club do well on the pitch, be owners, than some fat cat American businessmen who don't care. So to me, it's a good positive step in the right direction as long as it happens. What I like about it as well is that he's discussing it publicly, and there's an emphasis on how badly the Glazers are running things. There's an emphasis on, you know, how poorly what they're doing, and just the, you know, like the stock options and things like that. He's discussing having the fans with 25.1 say, in 25.1% say, in order to just basically dispel any decisions that are not in the best interest of the fans of the club, such as European Super League type shite. So, you know, these are things that I like to hear, but I just obviously want to see it go into motion. I don't think it will happen that soon or that quickly, because the way he's speaking, he does need to get a couple more people on board. But look, Chelsea was sold quickly. Obviously, Roman had to cut and run there, but it was sold quickly. I think Manchester United, you never know. If there's a good offer that comes in, all that needs to happen is that an offer needs to be tabled, and if they accept it, it can happen very, very quickly indeed. So you just got to hope that the money's there, that there's a consortium of the right people as well. You don't want this football club to be bought by a complete bunch of shit houses, just like the Glazers, who say one thing and do another. So it has to be the right sort of people as well. Okay, so, but, you know, it's positive, my friends. I hope it happens, because the Glazers are an absolute cancer on this football club. Palpud says, what's your opinion on Rabiot, Piggy? So my opinion on Rabiot is he is a good player, 29 caps for France, had a successful time at PSG in a Farmers League, gone to Juve, done okay, played a lot for them. They don't want him. So he's not, you know, he's surplus to them, really. They've just signed Pogba and stuff, and yeah, he's okay. He's better than Scott McTominay, in my opinion. I think he's a decent technical player. I think he will, you know, I don't want him to be an alternative to Frankie de Jong. I want him to come in addition to Frankie de Jong. But I think as an addition, he is a decent signing. As an addition to replace the likes of Shotty McShotbag, then I'd say it's a pretty fucking decent acquisition. But it's only a decent acquisition if you then go and spend big money on a proper midfielder as well to come in, like a Frankie de Jong or maybe a Milinkovic-Savic, and actually invest that money. So, yeah, I'm a bit torn on it. I think he's okay, but I'm not blown away by it at all. I think it's a bit of a cash signing, really. We could have had a bit more ambition, spent about 20 million more maybe, and gone and got Yuri Tielemans. That's what I think, guys. Guys, what do you think? What do you think, guys? Are you happy with Rabiot signing for 15 mil? Yes or no? Are you happy with Rabiot signing? Let us know. Guys, we've got 374 legends watching the stream and only 95 likes ratioed. Oh no! Baker Brigade, assemble! Hit that thumbs up button if you're just getting in here, guys. It splits past 100 likes. Just a cheeky reminder, drop the like on it. It's free and it helps boost us up there on the YouTube algorithm. So if you like this channel, want to help this channel, smash that like button. And also, if you're new to the show, hit the subscribe button. Get involved. Let us have your say in the chat. Mikhail Kramer, thank you for getting your highlighted member comment in here, bud. 26 months of Don. Thank you so much, Mikhail Kramer. Everyone, get hashtag 26 in there. Mikhail, thank you, my friend. He says, Rabiot's worst stats in a worse league. Again, Mikhail Kramer, statistically speaking, his stats are awful. Like, what did he get? 2 assists last season in 30-odd games? That's not what it's about for me, though, bud. You know, I don't think it's necessarily about the statistics when it comes to a player like that. So I hear you, but I'm thinking, isn't he supposed to be coming in to be somebody that is going to help pass and control and do that sort of stuff and get us going? So I know what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. His statistics for the last couple of seasons are absolutely gastastic, but he was still playing in a lot of those games and playing regularly. And, you know, so I think he's a good player. He's just not going to be the sort of player that is, you know, Frank Lampard getting you goals or anything. He's going to tick things over. You know, he's an okay signing, isn't he? I don't think anybody's excited about Rabiot because he's not an exciting signing. He's an okay signing. On paper, it sounds all right. 29 caps for France, 27 years of age, only 15 million. Won a bunch of trophies throughout his career in winning teams, even in cash leagues, but still. But it's just not an inspiring signing, folks. It's embarrassing, really, because United could have a bit more ambition and spend a little bit more and go and get a much better player. Yeah, fair enough though, Kate G'day. He says, I'm happy with Rabiot as a McTominay upgrade. I think 15 million is good value. Yes, it is in his prime, really. He is in his prime now. So you are right about that, Cake. I mean, it's not a bad signing at all. It represents decent value. But it's just an uninspiring signing because it's just a replacement for Scott McTominay. What we really want is a replacement for the actual proper first team. Because if you ask me, if Frankie de Jong comes in, then Scott McTominay's not a starter anyway. So we're just essentially getting somebody in who's replacing one of our squad merchants. Anyway, so Mark Harris, get in there, my son. Marky Harris has just gifted 5 memberships away to people in the chat. You bloody legend. Mate, thank you so much, Mark Harris, for giving 5 people a membership of the channel. Check that out. Everyone, please do get a cheeky little hashtag Sue in the live chat there for Mark. Thank you, mate. He says, gifted United. Flying Pig, 5 memberships. Look at that. Malps has been gifted a membership by Mark Harris. Hey there, Berber. What's going on, my Don? And Palpud's been gifted a membership. And Gumball. Get in there, Gumball. And Kerfuffles. Welcome, Kerfuffles, to the channel membership. Yes, Palpud's been made a member there. 5 of you legends have been given the knighthood by Marky Harris. Mate, thank you so much, Mark Harris. Seriously, get some love hearts in there for the guy. That's very nice. That's very nice of you, dude. Okay, so let's get back into the transfer news then. So the reports are coming out that Chelsea are continuing positive talks to seal Frankie de Jong's transfer deal. That is what some of the latest reports are. Whether or not you think that they've got a strong chance of getting him, it does seem to be the case that they're interested in Frankie. It could just be pressure. Maybe it's some sort of shithouse agreement between Barca and Chelsea to try and get Man United to spend a bit more money. I'm not too sure. Yep, Kate Cadet makes a great point with a £5 super chat of justice here. Thank you, Kate Cadet lad. Going in there raw. Let's get some cakes in there. He says, not about assists and goals. It's about ball retention and fewer mistakes. Our midfield in its current form cannot retain possession. What a great comment. What a great comment. It is about getting people who are good, comfortable, passing the ball around, on the ball, shepherding the ball, carrying the ball, that sort of thing, mate. You're absolutely spot on. I couldn't agree more. I'd much rather technical players than just headless chickens who run into danger and give the ball away all the time or pass the ball away because they're inadequate passing. I'm 100% with you. I think, both Fred and McTominay are guilty of that, of not being technically good enough. Rabiot certainly technically gifted when it comes to passing the ball around, and statistically speaking, in terms of assists and goals, yeah, he might not get you that many, but as you say, he should hopefully help to control things for Ten Hag's midfield. Ten Hag needs to get control in this midfield. We need to be the team that's out possessing other teams. We shouldn't be getting played off the pitch by Brighton. Brighton are a good possession football side, Potter's a good possession coach. But we should still have the quality in there to be able to outdo Brighton in terms of ball retention or ball control. Let's face it, we're Man United, for fuck's sake. Thank you, Kate Cadet. Couldn't agree more, bud. Various different sources reporting that Chelsea are close to reaching an agreement with Barcelona. Also, there's an understanding that Xavi's lineup for the first league match will not feature Frankie de Jong, and that he's expected to sit on the bench. I mean, you just don't, you have to see. But Frankie de Jong, it continues. Also, we've got some information here. Where is it? Chelsea have a firm interest. No, Chelsea unsure on de Jong. So Frankie de Jong saga continues. This is via 90min Football, Graham Bailey, and via Scott Saunders on Twitter. Thank you, Sids, for subscribing to the channel, mate. Man United are not giving up. Chelsea close to Barca agreement. Will cover deferred wages. Though Chelsea unsure if he wants to join. Will lodge bid if he makes it clear he'll move. So there's various different reports coming out there saying that Chelsea may lodge a slightly higher bid than Man United. Maybe a bit more upfront to just soften the blow of Barcelona having to settle up what they owe Frankie. And if that's the case, it would be a little bit disappointing, wouldn't it? Definitely. And Man United are in this situation as well where we don't have the Champions League football to rival Chelsea in that sense. So if what Frankie de Jong wants is Champions League football, and maybe even they're prepared to offer him huge amounts of money as well, then it's very unlikely that it'll go just because Ten Hag's at United. We are in the Europa, we are struggling, we are having a bad start to the season, and we can't offer all the top players what the top players need. So I do think that I wouldn't rule it out, him going to Chelsea. I still think he would most prefer, if he's pushed out the door at Barca, to go and align with Erik Ten Hag and be part of a big project at Man United, because Man United's a great club. He knows he's got that Dutch vibe, Dutch connection, eh? So he knows some of the Dutch legends that's played for this football club, such as RVP and Ruud van Nistelrooy, etc. So this guy knows what it's. Man United is a very supported club in Holland. And whether or not he wants to live in Manchester, that's another question. Simon Cowie, thank you for getting in here and being a member of the Sausage Soldiers for 23 months, you bloody legend. Let's get a sausage emoji in the live chat. Thank you, Simon. He's got a highlighted comment in there and says, Pig, I think Frankie de Jong will complete the move to Man United. It's all about that 17 million backdated wage. Barcelona are taking legal action. Yes, indeed, Simon Cowie, absolutely, sir. I think you've probably hit the nail on the head there. What it's about this is that they're just trying to get some bloody money, extra money out of us, or out of whoever's prepared to pay. Maybe Chelsea will go in and put in a slightly higher bid. But what we know is that United initially had an agreement in place with Barcelona, which was 65 million euros up front, and then 20 down the line. That then changed after a couple of weeks of discussions to 75 million up front with 10 down the line. Maybe what happens in order for Manchester United to get this deal done is just to give them 85 million euros, which is the total amount up front. That's it. Bish, bash, bosh, done. There you go. There's your 85 mil. We've paid 10 million extra for what you owe to Frankie de Jong, and get it done. Maybe that's the outcome. And at this stage, that's what I want to happen. I don't really care. It's not our money. It's only the Glazer shithouse's money anyway. Like, I want to just get this deal done. If that was always on the table, I don't know why they haven't done this already, because it's an absolute embarrassment. So that's all that's holding it up. Let's just look at this factually, guys. So factually, Xavi has said things like, it's down to an economic situation, really. He rates Frankie de Jong, but it's the powers that be upstairs. We know that Barcelona have treated him like gash. He's essentially now a backup centre-back. He's not being given the money that he's owed. They're suggesting that he pays for less money. They're threatening legal action against him in order to revert back to a previous contract. They think that the contract that was made by the previous regime was unlawful. And so therefore, they're putting serious pressure on Frankie, and it's all this money that is being discussed. So maybe, we know that that's the case. Frankie cannot be happy with the current situation. Lots of reports that he's unhappy, and he's even seeking legal advice himself. So there are some reports that say he is seeking, where is it? Angry with Barca, he thinks he's a victim of a planned media slander campaign. His lawyers have contacted AFE, FIFA and La Liga to denounce the club of their treatment of the Dutchman. So, he's obviously not very happy with what's going on. He loves Barcelona, he loves the city, he loves the team, and in his ideal world, he'd just stay there, wouldn't he? But because of the amount of money that the previous setup did actually offer him, they have sort of made themselves have to get rid of him. Now, that's not even the previous regime either, by the way. It's this current regime as well, because what they've done is sign loads of big-name players on huge money, like way beyond their means right now, exercising all these economic levers and putting themselves in even more financial issues. Before they can even register these players, they haven't sold any of their current players, or they've got rid of a couple, but there's still big names on huge money that they haven't sorted out. So it's their own fault for getting themselves in this ridiculous situation. Barcelona, the biggest, wankiest, shittiest, gastastic shithouse club in all the land, honestly. Let's get some poo-poo emoji in there for Barca. They're an absolute scumbag club. But anyway, so Frankie's not happy, and we know that United had an agreement in place. Chelsea is sniffing around. It's highly possible that this is all designed just to try and get Manchester United to panic and to spend a little bit more and just say, look, what is it actually going to take now for us to get Frankie de Jong through the door tomorrow? What's it actually going to take? Let's just pay the bloody money that we owe, that you owe them. You know, because Chelsea are sort of flirting with that idea of trying to do that. So look, Chelsea are unsure because obviously Chelsea are close to a Barca agreement which will cover deferred wages. So that's a big plus for them if they can get extra money out of Chelsea and they're prepared to pay the deferred wages that they owe him. Well, that's something that Manchester United are going to have to do if we want to match that deal. Yeah, that's right. Gungshi, how you doing, you lady? Says, fuck Barcelona. I couldn't agree more, mate. What a bunch of absolute scumbags. Absolute scumbags. Hey there, VBN. What's going on, Brad? I don't know, man. I mean, Twitter's okay. I much prefer just getting on here on YouTube and having most of my content on YouTube. But you're right. I should do more tweeting and stuff on Twitter. You can do us a favor. I post all my content on Twitter. At the top of the live chat is a link to my Twitter. Go and give us a follow on Twitter. You can give us a retweet. If you retweet that link, I'll give you a follow back if I'm not already. Helps get the word around and spread the show around a little bit there. So go give it a retweet on Twitter if you haven't done so. And also, if you're just getting into the stream, folks, we are on 147 likes. We're nearly at 150. Smash the like button. Keep dropping the thumbs up on it. Let's see if we can get this sucker to 200 likes. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you can have your say in the live chat and get yourself involved raw with your thoughts and opinions. We'll have a big Q&A at the end of the show as well, so hang about for that. And we'll get into everybody's comments in the live chat. So the De Jong saga continues. Chelsea close to Barca agreement, reportedly anyway, could be a load of bollocks. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it's just designed to put pressure on Manchester United to get us to pay maybe a little bit more up front to cover these deferred wages. And I can understand if that was the case. But Marcel van der Kraan on Sky reporting that Frankie de Jong is still an absolute #1 priority for Erik ten Hag and Manchester United, as you can see there. So that's the case. And also, guys, we've got another report here that from Marcel van der Kraan that says that Manchester United have agreed a deal with Frankie de Jong's agent. Oh my goodness me, this is enough to make a grown man go insane. No, it's fucking laughable, isn't it? With his fucking agent. Anyway, so some reports coming up. We've agreed a deal with Frankie de Jong's agent. That's what Marcel van der Kraan says on Sky. So the agent's not a problem. The agent's not a problem, guys. It's a bit of a problem if Frankie de Jong goes now. So I don't want to go to Manchester, though. You know, can his agent play CDM, says Chris Parker. Mark Harris with another $2 super chat says, let's have a poll. Under 23s against Brentford. Excuse me, what do you mean? Oh, right, if you think we should have played all the youngsters against Brentford. I mean, I think a lot of people would go with that, guys. Smash a 1 if you'd like to see all the youngsters played in the game against Brentford. I don't see how a lot of them could do very, very much worse than the senior guff we've got at the moment. But anyway, Francois Coq, how's it going? Yes, please, indeed. That would be fun to see, wouldn't it? To just get a few more of the youngsters in there. I certainly think like players like Rashford needs to be dropped for a game. You know, Bruno Fernandes probably should be dropped. Fred and McTominay definitely should be dropped. Maguire should be dropped. Dalot should be dropped. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of opportunities. Luke Shaw should be dropped. There's plenty of opportunities for Malacia, Garnacho, Garner, Medjbri, these guys to come in and play a game and probably do better than the shite that we've had. So it's actually a good comment because I think they probably do better. At least they'd be hungry and have something to prove and not play like a bunch of overpaid prima donna milk bags. Oh, get in there, my son. Thank you so much there, bud. I really, really appreciate you, man. Mark Harris, Thank you very, very much, bro, for gifting another 5 memberships to people in the chat. Come on, everybody, let's get a massive suey in the chat there for Mark Harris. What an unbelievable, generous bastard you are, sir. What a handsome bastard. Everyone, just let's thank Mark Harris there. He's gifted 5 people memberships. I want to say welcome to DC84 for becoming a member, thanks to Mark Harris. And Jim Watkins. Hey, Jim Watkins, get in there, my son. He's now a member. And Arctic Jacko's now a member of the channel as well. Rory C. Get in there, Rory C, lad. Yes, mate. He's been gifted a membership by Marky Harris. And STP Mitchell looks great in green, lad. Welcome aboard the Bacon Express. Choo-choo! Mate, thank you very much, Mark Harris. You're an absolute star. Welcome to the 5 new members, courtesy of Marky Harris. What an absolute top man. Thank you so much. 5 new members. He's gifted out 10 new members this show. What a don. Agrippa Chinhara, how's it going, mate? What's this now we've got through? Interesting. Sky Sports Premier League reporting that United are preparing a move for €35 million rated PSV Eindhoven winger Cody Gakpo. Absolutely. So we've talked about that a little bit last night, and that is still not going away. Gakpo offer incoming. It's expected from Manchester United around about 35 million. Maybe we could get a deal done for him, which is great. Let's just go and talk about Rabiot a second as well. So the Rabiot situation is, well, still talks ongoing there between our side and his mum in regards to getting a deal done. But, you know, it's understood that it's not going to be too much of an issue, although some reports suggesting that he does want quite high wages and things like this. L'Equipe are reporting that Rabiot wants United to help him return to the French squad for the World Cup, as he sees a starting place as guaranteed in United's weak midfield. Which I guess is realistic, really. But yeah, so there are some reports that says that Rabiot has quite hefty contract demands, but important steps have been made in order to get this deal done. So Gazzetta dello Sport and Corriere dello Sport in Italy both have updates, and explains basically that he's after a 3-year deal worth over €10 million a year. But you know, I don't think he's going to get anywhere near that amount of money. Let's face it, that's huge money. So let's ask the live chat, how much do you think Adrian Rabiot's worth in terms of pounds per week? Okay, so he's going to play like a Scott McTominay type role for us. He won't be playing every week. At least that's the idea if we sign another quality midfielder. So surely 140k a week. It's the limit for this guy. How can we justify paying him much more than that? You know, that's 150 says Rory, 70 says Francois, 50p and a Fredo says Orby, 100k says Conor Franks, 35 quid and a free Benny says Mark Harris. That's Luke Shaw's new contract, lad. 150 says Slim Reaper, 100k says Pete Morris, £1.50 says Andy Craddock, half a denarii and a goat says Michael Mattern, 130, 150k. Yeah, I mean, I think he's less than 150k. He's got to be getting at least sort of somewhere over a 6 figures because of the type of player that he is. He's been playing at Juventus, previously PSG. He's obviously had big contracts over his career. He's also France fringe player, so he's not going to come for peanuts, and he's going to play sort of regularly. But there are a few different reports that suggest that he's looking for a reasonable amount of money. I don't think he's going to get anywhere near the amount of money that he wants. And I think that, yeah, 150k or less. Simon says 130k a week. 115 says Jim Watkins. Absolutely, Jim Watkins. Somewhere around there makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But it's progressing anyway, guys. We should be getting this guy. I'm not overly over the moon about it because I just think that he is a good player, but we could have spent a little bit more and shown a bit more ambition and maybe got somebody who is a better player. Simple as that. Simple as that. Go and get cheeky Ruben Neves. Go and get cheeky Yuri Tielemans. I understand these players are not cheap, but what you're getting there is players who could be a stalwart in United's midfield for the next 5 or 6 years. So it works out cheap. Whereas this Rabiot guy, he could come in, he could do okay, he could leave the club in a year, he could be another Morgan Schneiderlin. Or hopefully he does well. I mean, hopefully he does really well and stays here and he's here for the next 5 seasons doing bits. But he just doesn't inspire me, that's all. So Sky Sports Premier League reporting that Jorginho Wijnaldum was a potential player that United could have signed. And so Sky reporting that they were told that Erik ten Hag turned down the chance to sign Gino Wijnaldum. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? Ten Hag didn't want him. Maybe it doesn't really fit with the Ten Hag system, but definitely better than some of the shite we got. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's it. Depends how Ten Hag wants to play. But anyway, he's apparently passed on that. Also, so behind the scenes, this is from Fabrizio Romano early on this morning, says behind the scenes, Bologna expected United to submit a new bid for Marko Arnautovic later this week of around 13 to 14 million euros. But after fans' complaints, Man United board told Bologna on Tuesday morning that the deal is off. No chance it is to be discussed again. So that's definitely dead in the water, thankfully. Also, yep, Man United prepare an approach for Cody Gakpo. We're reportedly lining up a move for PSG Eindhoven forward Cody Gakpo. We need to boost our options. We were linked heavily with, of course, Anthony, but because of his price tag, they want offers over £70 million for him. We're not interested in him because this guy's literally half the amount of money. And statistically speaking, at a very, very impressive time last season, I believe he's 25 goal contributions in 27 appearances in the Eredivisie. Pretty damn impressive. Also, it's understood that Arsenal and Nottingham Forest have also been credited with an interest in him. But at the moment, it's thought that United are currently leading the race and ahead of the queue to maybe go and get Gakpo. So, Gakpo, what do you think, guys? Yes or no to Gakpo? What do you think, guys? I think it's a definite yes from me. He's one of the recent players that we've been linked to that actually does excite me a little bit. I think he's a decent sort of a player, much better than some sort of Arnautovic Mel who's 33. We need somebody who's 23, like this guy, who's getting better and looks like he could have a very good future and is on the back of a really good season and so has a good bit of potential and hope. Merchant says yes. Chris Barker says yes. Agrippa and Duncan, Butterpants. Yeah, we need a right winger, says Francois Coq. We do. We absolutely do, yes. I mean, we've got Pellistri, Diallo, Sancho, but you're absolutely right, we do. Miguel Field says, yes, sir. Definitely the Gak, says John. Yes, says Slim Reaper. Yes, says Pete Morris. Would love it if he was better off the right. Yeah, it is a bit of a shame, Rory, because he is predominantly a left winger. But, look, you can interchange. You could play Sancho most of the time on the right wing anyway if he's not fit and available. You could just change it up a little bit, you know. You could mix things up a bit. It's okay. I'm sure he can play on the right sometimes. Rico says, I don't get Gakpo for United. Good player, but not what you need. Well, if Ten Hag has identified him based on the fact that he's seen him play for several seasons in the Dutch league and thinks that he can give him what he wants him to give him, then that's more than what I want. I mean, Rashford certainly can't do it at the moment for whatever reason. You think Ten Hag has a big list with players that could be questionable, but he has to have faith and trust in Erik Ten Hag's choices. I'm with you, Simon. That's it. If he's highlighted Gakpo, just like he highlighted Malacia, I don't think we've seen enough from Malacia really yet to say whether or not he's going to be brilliant for us. But I tell you something, based on what we have seen, he does look very good. He does look a really good signing and somebody that's got good physicality, good speed, good just battle in him, good tackle, but can get forward as well. Like, he does look like a really good player. So he looks like a good signing. So why couldn't this Gakpo guy be a very good signing? I mean, look, we don't necessarily watch the Eredivisie. Some of you may see him week in, week out. I've just seen videos, clips and things, but he looks absolutely mustard to me. He looks very good to me. His goals alone in the Eredivisie last season, if we can add some goals and assists, we're desperate for these. We're desperate for it. All of our players are struggling at the moment. I mean, there are players that come in from other leagues and just take to the Prem like a duck to water. Look at Luis Diaz or somebody like that. Like, okay, there's a lot of speculation about whether they're going to do it, and they do because they're good enough. Hopefully this guy's the case. We'll see. There's also cases like Memphis Depay, where he's come over from the Eredivisie, and he's absolutely garbage and shite. Yeah. Okay, let's cover the rest of the little bits of news. So United also consider a move for Ismaila Sarr. So reports are that Darren Fletcher, United's technical director, went to go and watch Ismaila Sarr the other night when he scored an absolute wonder goal. And so, yeah, apparently he's of an interest to us as well on the right wing. You know, we do need some options over on that side. In all fairness, if we ended up getting Jong and Rabiot and Sarr and Gakpo, then I'll be quite happy with the signing of Sarr. I think Sarr's a good player. He's 24. He's not exactly sensational, is he? I mean, he's been playing the Championship for fuck's sake. But he's a good option. He's another right winger that we could choose if the money was right. So, you know, it's not amazing. I'm not excited by that, but at the same time, it's not a bad addition to the side. So he's represented the English club 94 occasions in all competitions, contributing 25 goals and 19 assists in the process. In the Premier League, he has a record of 10 goals and 8 assists in 50 appearances. Not bad for basically a shitty, struggling side. And also, he can play in a number of different forward positions as well. Like, so he could play on the right wing. You can bang him up top if you absolutely need him to. He's got an eye for goal. So I think it'd actually be a decent signing, but it's just a bit of a, again, another body. It's another backup sort of a signing. But at least he's younger. At least he maybe has a bit of potential, bit of resale value and things like this. Hey, Rushmano, what's going on, my man? He says SAR equals 0 inspiration. Yeah, oh yeah. It's just a cheap bargain bin signing again. Yeah, that's it. Shopping around for all the bargains. Basically, we're just looking to buy from car boot sales at the moment, pretty much, it seems. That's all that United's board are prepared to do. Yeah, that's it. Dutch crisis. Juventus bench warmer Rabiot is a B-Tech Pogba. Well, they've gone and invested in Pogba, and now they're getting rid of Rabiot. They've got other midfielders there as well. I mean, what does that tell you? Thank you very much, Simon Cowie, for the super chat, my son. He says, starting 11 for Saturday. De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, Malacia. That sounds about right to me, yeah. Can't play Dallo, he was shite in the last game. Can't play Maguire, he was shite. Luke Shaw was guff. That sounds about right to me. Garner, Ericsson, Sancho, Fernandez, Garnacho, Ronaldo. Yeah, I want to see Garnacho in there ahead of Rashford as well, definitely. That sounds pretty nice, to be fair. I'll be up for that, yes. Absolutely. Good shout there, Simon Cowie. Looks like a decent one. Did you get 11 players in there? That's only 10. Isn't that only 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, there is 11, my bad. Anyway, thank you so much, Simon Cowie, you bloody legend. Appreciate you. Can we get a sue in there for the man? Right, so yeah, anyway, where were we? Where were we, guys? Yeah, so Anthony Martial, you know, he's still going to have to play some role for us as well. I guess he could maybe play on the right. It's not really where he's played. He's a left wing or a striker, I suppose, but he could play there, so we have got a bit of cover in that sense already. Do we really need Ismaila Sarr? Probably not, guys. Yes or no to Ismaila Sarr? What's your thoughts and opinions? And then also Monaco are reportedly set to rival Roma for the signature of Eric Bailly. So 28-year-old is expected to leave this summer. He might not leave. It does depend on sort of what else happens. Maybe there's an offer that comes in for Harry Maguire and we can't thank our lucky stars enough that somebody's dared bid for him, etc. So we sell him and keep Bailly. There's ways that Bailly doesn't go. I don't even think Bailly's one of the worst defenders at the club, but he is reportedly wanted by teams like Roma and various other teams as well. He's currently one of 8 centre-backs at the club. Martinez, Harry Maguire, Rafael Varane, Victor Lindelof, and then obviously some other players like Phil Noble, Jones, and some youngsters and stuff. We've got a lot of centre-backs. We don't need them. So certainly it would be a good idea to get rid of 1 or 2 of them. Eric Bailly is, I still think, keep Eric Bailly personally and sell some of the other guff merchants. Like, I'd much rather sell Phil Jones and Harry Maguire personally. But I can understand the reasoning behind wanting to get rid of Bailly. He is injury prone and he doesn't play all that much. But recent reports claim that Jose Mourinho's Roma are leading the likes of Fulham and Sevilla in the race for Bailly's signature. Look, we signed this guy for 30 million in 2016. Can you believe that? Eric Bailly was 30 million quid. Crikey, and he barely played since then, really. Absolutely gash. But Eric Bailly, yeah, Bailly should be 40 mil plus the slim rate. But do you think, I mean, if he wasn't such an injury-prone player you cannot rely on, he maybe would be worth that sort of money. But we paid 30 million for him with a lot of potential. But then he had a good few seasons where he was just sidelined a lot of the time, had a lot of injuries. That's just sidetracked his whole progression of his career, and means that his value is just a lot lower. But apparently, technical director Darren Fletcher went to go watch Ismaila Sarr, so that's interesting. What else have we got here, folks? Let me see what else we got for you real quick. Yeah, Glazer ownership. What's going on here with the Glazers ownership? So, yeah, that's it, exactly. The Glazers have shut this football club, haven't they? Okay, right, guys, so let's give a quick rundown of what we discussed in this video, everybody. We're going to get into the Q&A raw in a minute as well, so make sure you stick around for the Q&A and have your say in the chat. We have got 400 legends watching and 200 likes on the stream. Baby, we did it! We just hit the 200 likes barrier. Thank you, every single one of you legends and legendesses out there for getting in here and hitting that thumbs up button. You're absolutely amazing. So let me give you a roundup of what we've discussed, and then we'll get into the Q&A. So first of all, Man United have reportedly agreed a deal with Frankie de Jong's agent. So, you know, the agent wouldn't be an issue. It's just all the other stuff that's an issue, i.e. Barcelona getting a deal done with us and also settling up what they owe to Frankie and all that rest of the stuff. Apparently, Marcel van der Kraan reporting that United have agreed a deal with Frankie de Jong's agent, nice one. Also, Ten Hag is understood to be desperate to still be persevering with Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong is still an absolute #1 priority for Erik Ten Hag and Manchester United. This is from Marcel van der Kraan as well. And the Athletic just clarify the situation with de Jong and say that Barcelona want de Jong to revert to his 2019 contract. Understood the club sent him a letter alleging criminality by previous board on 2020 deal. Warned the player and reps they may become implicated in legal action. Previous board confident in legality. 2020 deal. So pretty odd there. Pretty odd set of circumstances. Barca piling it on thick on Frankie, trying to get him to walk for less money. That's what it seems like. Also, reportedly, Frankie de Jong is also not happy with his treatment, as you can imagine. He's angry with Barcelona. He thinks he's a victim of a planned media slander campaign. His lawyers have contacted AFE, FIFA and La Liga to denounce the club of their treatment of the Dutchman. This is from Mundo Deportivo in Spain, just for some outlets reporting that Frankie de Jong is pissed off. Makes sense, really. And then now Chelsea. Chelsea progressing with this deal. We heard a few days ago, obviously, from David Ornstein. No, where was it? Yeah, David Ornstein, that Chelsea have a firm interest in de Jong. While they're yet to submit a formal bid, they're prepared to fund a transfer and cover the salary debt. They have an advantage over Man United via UCL, although it's thought that that alone won't determine his destination. And then we've got new reports coming out that say Chelsea are very close to an agreement with Barcelona for the transfer of Frankie de Jong, and they would pay 80 million euros plus. However, the player still refuses to leave, and Barca accept that the player has signed a contract and has full leverage of the situation. And also, we've read that, didn't we? And also, the Times reporting that Chelsea are close to reaching an agreement with Barcelona for Frankie de Jong. He's believed to prefer a move to Chelsea over Man United, but he remains uncertain on his future. Chelsea interest in de Jong is there, but they're unsure on the Frankie de Jong saga because, look, United are not giving up for a start. He could still choose Manchester United if he's pushed out of Barca. He could still stay at Barca, I suppose. That's another option. Chelsea, apparently close to Barca agreement and would cover the deferred wages. Chelsea are unsure if Frankie de Jong wants to join them, though. They'll lodge a bid. If he makes it clear, he'll move. Thank you, Bartek Ski, for subscribing to the channel there, Bartek. Appreciate you, man. If you guys are new like Bartek, hit that subscribe button. Get yourself involved. We're on here daily with all the latest United news in a no bullshit way. So come and join us by smashing that subscribe button, click the bell icon, and smash that like on the video as well. Nice one there, Bartek. Appreciate you. So the de Jong saga is well and truly continuing. It's a never-ending story. Chelsea apparently now sniffing around and interested in him. It's quite likely that Manchester United still would sign him, though, because of Ten Hag. But we don't have Champions League football. I think what it will come down to as well, if both clubs were genuinely interested in bringing him in, I genuinely think it's down to money. I don't think de Jong's got any affinity to Manchester United. He has got a bit of loyalty, I suppose, and maybe a friendship there with Erik Ten Hag. But money talks and bullshit walks, and if Chelsea are prepared to make a sweeter deal and offer him Champions League football on top of that, then he'll probably go to Chelsea. So it's really whether or not Chelsea are actually genuinely going to table a big offer like that, or if this is just designed from Barcelona and some sort of handshake across the ocean, some gash between Chelsea and Barca to try and put pressure on Manchester United, or if it really is the case that he may be staying there. You know, it's just absolutely guff, isn't it? What's this that's just come through? Thank you very much, Roshmano, for keeping me updated. Interesting. So Fabrizio Romano just tweeted out 5 minutes ago in regards to Juan Mata, another player linked with various different clubs right now, but he said there's nothing agreed between Juan Mata and Leeds, despite rumours. He's appreciated as top professional. We discussed this. There's a rumour a few weeks ago about Leeds being interested in Mata. He's appreciated as top professional in person, but no talks ongoing as things stand. Also, links to Real Oviedo are wide of the mark. Mata will make a decision on this future soon. Mata won't go to Leeds, guys. He won't do that to us. He won't go to Leeds, man. Fuck Leeds. Mata's been a United player for a long time. I mean, he did go from Chelsea to United when he wasn't wanted, but I just personally think, nah, he's not going to go to Leeds. He'd rather go to a Spanish club or somewhere else. I don't know, though. If that's the best offer that comes in and it's from Leeds, maybe he would go there. But I still think there's better clubs than Leeds that would be interested in him. Juan Mata's still a good player. I still think maybe Italy makes a bit of sense for him, or going back to Spain. Use his technical abilities. Mata needs to retire. So I'm not so sure. I still think he's a good player. I still think he's good enough to offer some good team something in a good league. He's still a good player. What is he, only 33? Chelsea are close to reaching an agreement with Barca for Frankie de Jong, reports Tom Roddy. So that's the Frankie de Jong stuff. And then also United interested in Gakpo. We're currently working on a deal. Reports are from Sky that we're going to be tabling a bid very soon. And it's reported to be around about £35 million. So, Gakpo could be a decent signing as well. We're still working on Rabiot, of course. That's the other big piece of information that we're waiting for, is more progression on that, whether or not there's personal terms agreed, done deal situation here. It's not come yet. Obviously, we won't tell you it's done until it's done. Obviously, at the moment, we know that United are negotiating with Rabiot and his mum and trying to get an agreement in place. And there are some reports that say it's quite a lot of money that they're asking for. But realistically, United, for a squad player, we're not going to pay that much money. He is a cheap player. He is pretty reasonably priced for a 27-year-old, 29-capped France player. But he's a fringe France player. He wants to get back into the France setup. He sees this as a good opportunity. It's a decent fit all round. It's an improvement on Shotty McTominay, but it's still not the most inspiring or awesome of transfers, is it? Let's be real. Don Corcanado has subscribed to the channel. Thank you there, Don Cor. Appreciate that, bro. Nice one. Okay, guys. So we're going to get into the live chat now for a Q&A. That's basically all the latest updates. We're waiting for more info on Jong, really, whether or not Manchester United are dead in the water with this deal, and we're looking elsewhere at players like Milinkovic-Savic, or if we are still persevering with this. As things stand right now, it seems that Ten Hag definitely does want to keep this guy and as the number one priority, and he's definitely the player that Ten Hag wants, and that's not changed. But what has changed is maybe just the realistic chance that we get this deal done in time. That is a big issue, and I think it's going to take us paying a little bit more money. Maybe we can reach an agreement with Barca. We shouldn't have to do this, but maybe it's something that we can do. Chelsea are continuing positive talks with him as well. It's a disgrace. Let's get into the live chat then, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Once again, if you're new to the show, hit the subscribe button. You only need to be subscribed for 0 seconds to chat in the live chat. So if you're new and you want to have your say and ask a question, smash the subscribe button on it. Give it a cheeky little subscribe. And also click the little bell icon for notifications and smash a like on the video. We're approaching 250. So let's be having you. And the K Cadet's got in with another super chat, man. Thank you very much. He says, Piggy, how would your mum get on as your agent, says the K Cadet? I think she'd be pretty bad, actually, because my mum's pretty straightforward. They'd be like, right, okay, we'll offer you 500 quid a week. She'd be like, oh, that's good. That's decent. I don't know. Okay, I reckon as much as she loves me, as much as she's a legend, I think she'd be a bit of a gash football agent, to be honest, bud. Gonna be honest. She'd probably take the side of the club. She'd be like, you know what, you're lucky to be there. She'd probably say they'd rather keep you a week than a fortnight. She'd probably say stuff like that. Oh, now it's time for you to eat them out of house and home. Anyway, K Cadet, thank you very much for the £2 super chat, bud. Oh, hey, first class gamer, what's going on, you legend? Gungshi says Mrs. P would be Piggy's agent. Oh, yeah, she'd be brilliant, actually, Gungshi. Now you're talking, she'd be fantastic. She'd be on the case, making those calls, keeping on top of it, definitely. She'd be all over it, bud. You're absolutely right. She actually would be a boss agent, mate. Abyafa Kalita says, I would take any winger in place of Rashford, to be fair. Fair one, I've still got a hope for Rashford that he comes good. Not the biggest of hopes, but I'm hoping that he does still have a positive season under Ten Hag. Let's ask the chat, though. Do you think Rashford can have a good season under Erik Ten Hag this year? Say yes or no. Based on the last 18 months, he's done jack all, but look, it's only one game at the start of the season where it's only one game gone. There's still plenty of the season left. He can get better. Oh, nice one, Slim Reaper. Simon Cow with another super chat. He says, Pig, Chelsea want Aubameyang as well. If they sign Aubameyang, they will not be able to sign De Jong. Yeah, I think you're probably right as well. And also, isn't, Cucurella as well also is still being worked on, isn't he, by them or something like that? I don't know. I haven't really, this is the only information I'm really looking at in regards to Chelsea transfers because it's linked with Manchester United, but they're also looking to do other business as well, Simon, so you're absolutely right. If they spend a shitload of cash, the De Jong deal's not going to be the most realistic, is it? You're right. Piata Thompson says no. Duncan says no. Maybe says Conroy. Gary says no. Jason says no. Cootie says no. Fras Legend says yes. More chance of Batman being real, says Compass Smurf. Sack the bum, says Mark Harris. Okay, so a lot of people are thinking Rashford is just literally out of contention. Gungshi says it's looking doubtful for Rashford, but I hope he recovers his old form. Yeah, it's so frustrating. He had such good potential at one point. He was actually a baller at one point. But don't know what's happened to him, mate. Andy Young says, Pig, Chelsea's new owners know gash all about football and so have to go after our targets than find their own. It's a fair one, isn't it, Andy? Yeah, that's it. Exactly. That's about right, pal. Well, unfortunately, they have got Champions League football right now. If they're prepared to pay a little bit more, they might get them as well. But United, we can't really complain. We've hijacked deals ourselves this season. Couple already. We hijacked the Lyon deal for Malacia. We hijacked Lisandro Martinez from Arsenal. They were bidding on him long before we were, and we hijacked the deal. So it does work both ways. It's on United to not allow them to hijack the deal by sweetening the deal with Barca as good as we can, and also by not being outdone in terms of contract offerings and things by De Jong. But it is a bit of annoying that the path is not clear for us because it means that the whole deal is just going to get pushed up. Gakpo's better than Rashford, says Agrippa. Well, certainly based on this recent form. Hey, Daniel Dwyer, thank you for subscribing to the channel. And Baddy Kelly TV, thank you for hitting that subscribe button as well. Martinez be good in the left central defensive midfield. Good shout, Slim Reaper, yep. Still, I've got hopes for him at centre-back. I mean, he is short, but Kate Cadet says hopefully Gakpo is a Rashford upgrade. We will see. Great shot, Mr. Cadet of Cake Lad. Bet he ends up there, says Slim Reaper. Let me catch up with the chat, guys. I'm not down at the bottom here. Let me catch up with the chat. Okay, so world-class man can't pass 5 yards, says Compass Smurf. Who's this we're talking about now? Why is our communication with other teams so slow? Are we sending 1 text per day, says Tafito? Pretty much, bud. Yeah, we send out the old homing pigeon, to the old carrier pigeon to send a little note. Gumball says, rumours of John Terry and Sports Direct buying Real Madrid and Eintracht Frankfurt shirts. Mark Nurse says it's a World Cup year. De Jong won't be a main player and starter at Chelsea, so I'm sure he won't go there. Plus, Chelsea will not offer the 450k per week. We will. Interesting shout, Mark Nurse. Yeah, fair enough, bud. I mean, I think you're onto something, really. We need him a lot more than they do. You're absolutely right. I mean, he's got competition there, whereas here at Manchester United right now, we have got an absolute abomination of a midfield. So it's easy for him to just waltz into this team. No dramas, isn't it? I mean, he's not getting kept out the side by Fred and McTominay or any of those milk bags. So you're right about that. Piata says Rashford was good at running fast in a straight line, but now he's been found out he always gash, mate. Well, he was effective. He used to score goals. He used to get assists. But now, I mean, he's even, who remembers that free kick he scored against Chelsea? You know, he's done some great things in the United shirt. Unfortunately, he's just not done it for a long time. Still using Woodworm's fax machine, says Compost Smurf. Jim Watkins says, I will predict it, Pig. We won't get De Jong now. Plus, we might get 2 players, but at the end of the window. Ooh, right, okay. I like your question. I like your comment there. Guys, where does De Jong end up playing his football at the end of the transfer window? Where does he end up playing his football at the end of the transfer window? Have your say. So Chelsea, United, or Barca? I'm going to say United. Fuck it. I think United's still a likely destination for him. Once the money's sorted out, once they've paid him, once that's all sorted, he's going to want out because they clearly don't want him. They're kicking him out. And he can go and reunite with Ten Hag. Barca says Simon. Chelsea says Elliot. Barca and Chelsea says Superstar. Anywhere but United says James. Chelsea says Colin. City says Composmoth. Rory C says United. Duncan says United. Chelsea says Gary Aitken. Mark says, I feel the number 10 is too heavy for his back. He should not have ever got that number 10, says Mark Nurse. United says Mark Nurse. Barca says Outlaw Torn. United says Gungshi. Probably stays at Barca, says Robin. I hear you, Jim Watkins. Hey, Simon. Thank you so much, Simon, for getting in here, boss, with your super chat, mate. You what? Okay. Interesting. Thank you very much, Simon Carey. Thank you for the super chat there, my friend. He says, Pig, Man United just signed Tunkara from Atletico Madrid. That's pretty sweet. That's awesome, mate. To be fair, who the fuck is that guy? No, I'm just joking, by the way. So that's for the women's side, right? You confused me, bud. You've really confused me, pal. You've really confused me, Simon Carey, mate. That's awesome, though, bud. I mean, I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I'm actually really bad when it comes to women's football. Not that I don't enjoy women's football. I enjoy watching the Euros and England doing really well and stuff. But I have no clue. I couldn't even tell you like 3 players who play for Man United women's team. I know that's terrible, isn't it? That is actually awful. That makes me a bit of a bad human being. But it's true. Honestly, I'm not going to bullshit. I don't know anything about the women's team at Manchester United, really. So I apologise. I apologise. But Simon, that's fucking awesome, though. So we're making signings for the women's team. That's awesome. I like that. So Man U women have signed France international Asaitu Tunkara on a 2-year contract from Atletico Madrid. Nice one, mate. That's absolutely boss. Brilliant. Love it. Now, where's our fucking players for the men's team? You know what I mean? Where's our fucking players now? Vincent says, Pig, can you see my messages? Because I just had a message from Mark Harris saying, why am I not commenting? Yeah, I can see that message anyway. I don't think I've seen any of your previous messages, but I've seen that one. Piggy's a keen bird watches this Kung Show. I love a good tit. Compost Murph says, when's the women's team have we're talking about ornithology here, by the way. When's the women's team have standards, but the men's don't, says Compost Murph. Change your team name back to Newton East, says Outlaw Torn. Yeah, well, there you go. Can she play CDM, says Aran Siri. Hope you're right, Pig. I hope so too, Jim Watkins. Only time will tell. Glazers out, says Chris. Andy Young says, Pig breaking news, United in for Yo-Yo Sonogo. Oh, my goodness me. It's the women. Yep, Simon Carrick's for the women's team. Yep, nice one. Thank you. You confused me a little bit there, boss. We found the replacement for De Jong, says Robin. We already have a team full of players that don't want to play for the team. We don't need any more. Really hope we sign De Jong. We need a player of his standards, says Abiatha. Can we put the women's team on instead, says Peter Abate? I bet they do okay, in all fairness. We getting new owners this year? It's possible, Slim Reaper. Pig likes ducks in pancakes, says First Class Gamer. Oh, I do actually, mate. I really do. The only problem with those is they just never last, is it? It's like I'd have to order like 4 people's portions for like ducks and crispy pancake things or whatever it is from the Chinese, because they never give you enough. They never give you enough, mate, those little pancake things and enough duck. Anyway, Nut says, smash the thumbs up, or United will buy players from the Luton reserves. Thank you very much, Nut. We're only 13 away from 250. Can we hit that? That's the target for today's stream. Drop a little like on it if you haven't done so. Simon Warner says, if this transfer market was a film, it'd be called Slapstick, because this is how these deals have gone so far. We're getting any old signings just to plug the gaps. Spot on, to be fair, Simon. Finster says, well, we just signed a scouser called Nikita Paris, who was in the winning team of the Euros, who was used as a substitute. Very nice, Vincent Bullock. Very good, very nice. Compost Smurf says, can't Ferguson get goals out of retirement again? De Jong plus Fred or De Jong plus Rabiot? De Jong and Rabiot, exactly. De Jong and Rabiot. I mean, Fred is just guff. I don't mind him. He's a decent player, but I don't think he's technically gifted enough. United women have signed 6 players. Well, that's great, Neil Driscoll. I love that. Same about the men's team. Jesse says, first time here. Welcome in, Jesse. Thanks for getting in, dude. Right, guys, we're going to wrap this video up here. Simon says, more chance the women win the WSL and Champions League before the men. You're absolutely right. Definitely, Simon, yeah. We're going to wrap this video up here then. But thank you so much for everybody who's getting in here for today's stream. Robin says, Keno's birthday, is it? Oh, happy birthday to him. I'd be throwing punches at him if he forgot me a birthday cake. Big Red, what's going on? And Aaron Siri, Simon Warner, TK, Diamond Carpenter as well, Compost Smurf, Gungshi, Simon, Slim Reaper. We're going to wrap this video up, guys. That's going to be the end of the show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Just a little update on De Jong and Rabiot and stuff. We'll bring you all the latest goings on as it comes in through the grapevine a bit later on throughout the day. So make sure you tune in. Hey, 0793, thank you very much, 0793, for lurking away there, my son. I hope you're good, dude. How are you getting on? And Chris Barker, thank you, Mikhail Kramer as well. Yeah, happy birthday to Roy Keno. Let's get some love hearts in there. Superstar, Jim Watkins. I did talk about that, Vincent Bullock. I think you were just late on in the video, bud. I talked about that a good bit near the start of the video, bud. Jim Watkins says, hope we do get De Jong, Pig. I'm a bit unsure. Indeed, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It could easily fall down, couldn't it? Fair play to you, James T. Thank you, Gungshi. Thank you, Tafiso. Thank you, Compost Smurf, Mark Nurse, Chris White, Slim Reaper, Mikhail Kramer, Elliot Manduna, Simon Warner, and everybody else for watching. Follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. Shout out to all the legends, actually, who retweeted my tweet. I'm just going to give you a shout out for everybody that retweeted the tweet on Twitter. It's pinned to the top. Please do give it a retweet if you haven't done so, and I'll give you a follow back if I haven't. DC84, I'm just giving you a follow back, man. Thank you for retweeting that. Transfers MUFC, thank you so much to Rush Mano, Audio Mark, and Tap Fuma, you legends, for hitting the retweet on that. Thank you so much, dudes. And also Matrix as well. Matrix, I already am following you back. He says, would love a follow back, Pig. I already am following you back, Matrix. You what? Yep, already following you. Anyway, thank you every one of those guys for doing that. Please do check out the tweet at the top. Give it a retweet. Give us a follow. and I'll give you a follow back. Thank you, Andrikos, Berlin77, Superstar, Cass Van Der Meer, Jim Watkins, Robin, Makeu, Kate Cadet, Dizzy Red Devil, Marky Harris. Once again, thank you to Mark for all the generosity with giving out 10 new memberships to people in the chat. What a legend. Thank you, Mark Harris. And Jim Watkins, Vuti, Simon Cowie, Abyar for Kalita, Madhouse, Wiggy, Chris Parker, Gungshi. Have a great day. Everybody stay classy. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's the end of the show. Check out the website, unitedflyinghigh.com. Follow us on social media at Flying Pig United, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. And I'll be back on late with all the rest of the United news, guys. Hopefully something positive coming soon. Thanks for tuning in. That's it from me. Take it easy. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler. As this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. See